SUMO is the foundation of our company and was conceived in a garage in California, in San Francisco, about 5 years ago. A pair of engineers/scientists came up with the idea and the notion. Over the next 2 years, she was raised at the Humboldt State University, part of the Schatz Energy Research Center, and the end result is what you see behind me. She's now an international traveler because in 2014, she was put on a ship and brought to the UK with the specific intent of proving out her functionality, that she could take just about any feedstock and convert it into a high-grade, high-quality fuel for the UK and the European Union. SUMO is a sophisticated machine that for the last 2.5 years has been our proving grounds for biocoal. We have tested multiple types of feedstock and found that she's quite capable of converting just about anything into the product that we need. The system starts at the very end with the acreson, and the acreson is a mixer that meters out the product into the reactor chamber. And directly below that is our pride and joy, which is the multi-hearth furnace that is the reaction chamber, and that's where all the magic happens. And when it completes its cycle down through the reactor, it goes out and is then accumulated in a barrel at the end of the process. One of the beauties of this machine is that in the process, there's an awful lot of TOR gas given off, and that gas, mostly smoke and volatiles, is recycled through this lovely system called a thermal oxidizer, where it is combusted at 1700 degrees, is sent back into the reactor through this heat exchanger, and ultimately through that tiny little pipe up top. And in spite of what we put in, the only thing that comes out is CO2 and water. The system is controlled by 2 large panels, and these are the brains of the operation, or at least they're the brawn. The brains then live down on a pair of laptop computers that have the recipe and the programs to make the whole thing work. It is a wonderful machine that has a little over 2.5 miles of wires, cables, instruments, thermocouples, pressure sensors, temperature sensors, etc., and is so flexible that we are yet to find a feedstock that we can't take from a raw material and dramatically increase its energy density, its properties, and its value. We now have, of course, SUMO II being built, which is the full commercial refinery that will do approximately 50 times the volume that this one will, and that will become our standard product going into the marketplace. September the 24th of 2014, we created the very first accredited biocoal pellet in the UK. We have then spent the last 12 months verifying and accrediting and proving out that product, and in the next 12 months we will verify, accredit, and approve the performance. This whole development path wouldn't have been possible without an investor who gave us effectively a blank check. He has personally put in over $5 million in the 5-year period and is now completely funding the SUMO II build, which is our commercial refinery that should be in operation late March, early April of this year. The original test platform isn't without a tremendous amount of value still, because we're starting to see a lot of demand worldwide from other organizations who are looking at testing their product, from as far away as Namibia, who want us to eradicate acacia as an invasive species, to South Africa for bamboo, to Malaysia for palm kernel shells, palm kernel expeller, down to South America, even into Jamaica, where there's an enormous amount of sugarcane residue and a real need for local power. What we have found is that this little local technology is now attracting global attention, and with the completion of our commercial unit, we have the launch pad that we need to move into a market that is effectively going to make this a multi-billion-pound company in the next 3 to 5 years.